'Tis the season, Beaver. Boxing Day preview, Pro Group Racing. Show us your tips and all that stuff. What's going on, mate?
Oh, mate, just it's the season to be jolly, and so jolly it is, and just warming up for some Christmas tucker. Followed my Boxing Day, which happens to be my birthday, mate.
It does too. Don't look a day over
Yes.
50, so well done.
Thank you, mates.
Yeah, any big plans?
No, just got the family over for Christmas Day and putting on some tucker and probably knock back a few light refreshments.
Beautiful.
What about yourself?
Yeah, no, pretty much the same. Go visit old Vinny and knock back some of his refreshments, and then I think we're away to visit the in-laws after that. So standard fare. Hopefully, stay healthy and not everyone stays out of trouble, and we'll get back to it in the new year, I suppose.
What's on the menu, Britain?
Don't know yet, Nelly. Maybe for the dogs. That's what I had to say there. He hasn't surfaced again. I'll have to follow up where the people's horse is, but actually I haven't heard it all. Can't even be smart about it. I don't know. But we do have Boxing Day racing at Randwick Caulfield, though. So let's talk about that before I lose completely track of thought. We're at Randwick. Yeah, a bit of rain around for the weekend, so we'll see how that plays out. But the rail is in the 6 to the 9, I believe. And then 4 metre mark the remainder. Should play okay. We'll see how wet it gets. I don't think it'll be anything scary. I haven't treated it as such, so we'll keep an eye on it all. We can kick off with the 2-year-olds over the 1,100 metres. Where, Beaver, what are you doing to start the day? Any thoughts here?
No, mate, I'll just let this one go through to the keeper. Couldn't really line these up, so thought I'd save me money in this and try and get some winners for people a bit later in the day.
Yeah, my initial thoughts, I haven't spent a great deal of time either. The initial thought was probably against the Newcastle and Wyong stuff. So I was sort of looking at Snitcat, who came through some of the good early 2-year-old stuff, but haven't spent a great deal more of time on it than that, as I have not done in the midway, so in the highway, I should say, which so after a great start here. I assume you haven't really looked at that either.
I looked at it and came up with nothing.
The third is the 1,600 metre benchmark 88. Where I might as well lead us away. I think Dynamic Impact can bounce back here. Stuck on the heavier track there. Sort of just nothing went right. Happy to forgive it. Drawn inside. Rachel King's found a bit of form in the last 2 weeks. Was riding quite well. So happy to be back with Bjorn here and putting Dynamic Impact on top. What are you thinking?
I'm doing the same. I'm willing to forgive last start. Got a bit out of its ground there and didn't have a lot go right. I think $5 is a good price, and I think it can bounce back.
Race 4 is the 2,000 metre midway, which as usual is benchmark 72. What are you doing here?
Yeah, look, pretty hard race here. It was hard to come up with something. I think I'll probably just go for Spaltet. I think its recent form's been pretty good, in pretty good company. Was less than a length off them last start in a better race than this, and then prior to that was roundabout in its 2 previous starts. Drawn a little bit wide here, so I'll need a little bit of luck in running, but I think around the $5 mark could give a good sight.
I didn't realise Annabelle Nation was eligible for midway. She seems to be winning everything, so we'll run well enough, I suppose. I was just taken by the winner of pecuniary interest. So either everything it beat was completely legless, which is a possibility, even though Magello came out and won on Wednesday, who it did beat. Missed the start, rounded it up and ran away from them. Now Bowman goes on and you're getting about $8 drawn for a similar run. I don't think this is any scarier. So I was happy to play each way here with pecuniary. But yeah, got to respect the niche. I'm stable anyway. They turn up now, I suppose. But yeah, that's why I was looking. Happy to back up on the last start winner. Race 5, benchmark 78 over the 1,800 metres, where I'm going to stick solid with Niffler, who's been good to us all 3 starts. I don't think this is any... a lot of horses we've had opinions of that we've since penned, and I think we can still have an opinion of Niffler. Chad Schofield back in town after his Greek foray. Greek. Hong Kong is where he's been. So happy to be with Niffler here. Beaver, what are you thinking?
Yeah, look, I thought it was going to be super hard to beat. It's been impressive. It's only 3 starts. I had it on top, but I'm just as scared of Rousseau from the Waller stable as well. Ultra consistent of late. I think it's also going to be super hard to beat. So sometimes hard to split these, but that's the way I've gone. Niffler just to beat Rousseau.
Race 6 is a 1200 meter 78 here. Tricky race, this one. I like Kibosh's return. Just nabbed along the fence by Forzanini, who's running quite well at Canterbury. Trial before that was quite good. And I think Randwick will suit. Can hopefully swoop here. Be better for the run from the Thompson yard. After that was a bit trickier. I had a few looks at Steel Diamond, who had a very quiet trial, but found it a lot last prep, and it's got to actually do something. It's now in the I want to say do something basket, but might save on it here at the double figures. What are your thoughts?
I've gone for Cerberus. Pretty consistent prior to last start, and I don't think that was all that bad a run. It was drew wide and had to go back, and I think that was won by Queen Bellissima, who led all the way. So, and is going quite well at the moment. So, I'm willing to, and I think it was also put up lane, if I remember correctly. And then prior to that, I think its form was pretty good. Ran a pretty close second to Catlin, who's a handy horse at Rose Hill. So I think it's going to be one of the hardest to beat, and I think around the $6 mark is excellent value.
The feature on the card is the Summer Cup, the 2,000 meters. What are you doing here?
You can go first. Oh, no, here we go. My phone, my laptop has loaded up. Yep. Not my phone, my laptop.
No, that's okay.
I'm going for Creediris.
All right, focus through
against my better judgment. Look, I just think it's getting out now to 2,000. I think it's looking for ground. It's 4-start up from a spell, and I just think it can get the right run here. Its run in the Villiers was outstanding. Came from well back. Was flashing home late, so I'm hoping the step up in distance will suit. And then even the runs prior to that, I thought it was good enough in much better company than this. Count to Rippy was flying at the time. So on the basis that it can run the strong 2,000, I think Creediris can get into the winner's stall.
I had Stockman on top in that race. The Villiers, it was the eye catcher there. I think it's ready now. I think it's too short. I don't like the fact it's into favourite. But I think it's now ready out to 2,000. Creediris is another one in the I want to say do something basket. It'll probably run on and run third here again, just despite everyone. And if the rain comes, Polly Gray's the obvious. Probably,
100%.
If it does come around, I'll be backing Polly Gray. Pretty simple. If it doesn't, I'll play away from it. So that was the way I summed up the race. I don't think there's much or beyond that. Lightning Jack probably just goes in the quaddie. Race 8 is the 78. Are you finally ready for Tamerlane, or are you looking elsewhere here?
Yeah, no, I'm ready for Tamerlane here. It's a good run first up. Probably, yeah, look, I think it was running on very nicely. Some of the splits were pretty good. There wasn't a lot between it and the winner last start, Elverina. They meet on equal weights here. Both are drawn pretty wide, so probably both need a little bit of luck in running, but probably suit Tamerlane a little bit better, just being able to go back and finish on. Elverina is probably going to have to go a little bit more forward. So maybe at Tamerlane just to get the sit on Elverina and get the card into the race and be too good.
I was looking a little bit away from the race, the in prep form, and was looking at the two resumers here, just on a bit of a hunch more than think. Super Efforts trialled well. I had a good prep last prep, and early preparation. Gerald Ryan, I think, can give it a chance around the $10 mark. And Love Planet, we saw Waller resume the other similar horse last week for a nice win, whose name just escapes me. So can give it very quiet trial, resumes here fresh. I think can give a little bit of a sight, at least for your quaddies. But obvious, the market's found the rest of themselves just playing away from that a little bit there. Second last at Randwick is a 1,400 meter 78, where I again was looking Look, I've missed Snippy Fox twice this prep, perhaps against my better judgment. So now I'm about to jump on. It's probably in trouble. So do have it on top. Katea, the resumer, same sort of thinking as the previous horse. Resuming might run well, stay afresh here. Were the two I was sort of looking at, and Blesk is going well enough, chasing some okay horses as well. But Snippy from Katea for me. What have you done in the second last?
Yeah, really tough race here. I wasn't overly keen on much at all. I thought it was very much a midweek race, this one. So given that Snippy Fox is third up, won its last two, I think it might get the right run here and prove hardest to beat.
How are you finishing day? Benchmark 72 over the mile.
Yeah, look, I like Odara from the Wallace stable. Thought its first run in Australia was pretty good. Had finished off quite nicely behind Solar Apex. I think it'll be very much improved by that run. Had some decent form back in Great Britain, stepping up over this more suitable, the more suitable journey. Would have interesting they haven't stepped it up here and have kept it at the mile, but that's probably okay at Randwick. Drawn in the 3, I think Collett can give this a good one run in transit and be very hard to hold out in the end.
Yeah, I think this might be a target for it. Have the run midweek and head to Saturday. Still down to weights, drawn okay. I'm sort of following you here. And actually, I'm not going to confuse myself much more. Hugh Bowman's flying, going well at the moment. So Waihaha Falls, the obvious danger for me. So that sums up our tips from Randwick. Your best and I only do a quaddy, don't I? Am I doing Sydney still?
Yeah, why not?
Sure. 1 Polly Gray, 3 Stockman, 9 Lightning Jack. I'll leave Criteris out. We'll have a beer on that on Boxing Day. Race the second leg, 7 Tamerlane, 8 Love Planet, 9 Super Effort, 5 El Buena. Second last will go 5 Snippy Fox, 6 Blesk, 13 Katea, and come home with 2 Waihaha Falls, 9 El Palmy, 13 Rejoiced, and 21 Otara. And shout out to Dana, who again landed the quaddie on account of us last week and was very happy about it. So good on you, Dana. Thanks for the support. For ProGrit Racing, your best in value, Beaver.
Yeah, my best bet comes up in race 10 at number 21, Odara, at some nice value odds. And my value bet comes up in race 6, number 1, Silver Rose.
Beautiful. I'll make my best Niffler. I think you can keep the picket fence going. And I'll make my value Katea for Chris Waller in the 8th, I believe it was. Find it in the 9th. As we head up to down to even Caulfield, where good for Rail True, some stock standard racing. This is a trickier card, I think. So we'll see how quickly we get through this one. We kick off 1400 meter benchmark 70, where the favourite surely is hard to beat here. Decent Rain, Beaver.
Yes, I've gone for Decent Rain here. Good run last start. Finds the right field here, gets the 2 kilo claim, everything in its favour to get back into the winner's store.
Yeah, agree. Race 2, 1200 metres for the babies. Have you got anything here?
No, I left this one alone. Look, the 3 in the market are all first starters, so really hard to line up, and some other ones that have got some okay form from their first start.
Yeah, the only one I'll mention is I thought Golden Queen had a nice debut, stuck 3 wide on a fence day, chasing a decent blue colours horse there. Gets Linda Meach, probably rolls forward ideally, and could give you a side around a $12 mark, but obviously a lot of unknowns in that field. Benchmark 70 over the 1100 is race 3, where I liked the debut of Foxycon out wide for Peter Moody. Controlled, showed a bit of fight when challenged and held on. Might do the same here, but a tricky race. There's lots of chances here. Did you like any of these?
Look, yeah, I found this pretty tricky as well. I did like the win of Surrogate first up. It was well backed on debut. and finished off nicely at Penella. Look, I think around the $10 mark, I think it's presents some good value in a fairly open race.
Beautiful. I know that Swerving's on a Guineas path as well at some point, so they might have an opinion of that. But let's move on. We'll know more afterwards, as we tend to do. Another 1100 meter benchmark 70 is the next. This is tricky. Do you have any fancies here?
Yeah, I've gone for In the Boat.
Okay.
Just keeps improving this preparation. Fourth up here, but gone third, second, first, and I don't see any reason why it can't win again. Jumped on the pace, drawn the inside gate here, so should go forward. I think it might hold them out and prove the hardest to run down.
I didn't have a great deal of an opinion here. I thought Yulong Defence chased a pretty good one last start at Pakenham, but In the Boat, as you said, keeps improving. The Gay Horse, Invincible Jet might run well fresh, but yeah, didn't have a great deal to add on that one. The fifth is another tricky one, out to the mile this time, another 70. What have you found?
I've gone for Defiant Diva in this one.
You finally had enough of American Angel?
Yeah, look, it was a good run last start. Got way out of its ground and flushed home. I don't know if Caulfield's going to suit it anymore, if it's going to get that far out of its ground, and it will go back.
Also, do you think Jamie Carr's going that good since she's been back?
Not as good as probably prior to that.
Oh, no.
But I just think it's going to have to circle the field at Caulfield. And I think the other one from the 5 gate just might get the right run, sitting, sort of 1 out, 1 back, 1 out, 2 back, and might be just too nippy down the straight while the other one chases.
Yeah, I don't have a great opinion on this race either. A couple of double fit big odds. I'm happy to have a small bet on. Derive's going really well. A bit of a claim here to get it into the weights. I'll have something small at 20s, and Under My Spell was pretty good at Pakenham last start. I think any dry track suits it quite well. So they're both big double figures. I might have a small play on, but not a race I'm overly keen on at all. We kick off the quaddie with the benchmark 84 over the 2000. Lyrical Lad was very impressive last time, or last 2 starts. I think he can keep the streak going here. Drawn to run on as it's been doing, and hopefully that's all in order, and it'll do the same for me. How are you playing the race?
Yeah, I like Lyrical Lad as well. Flying at the moment, going really well. The other 3 in the market are also going quite well, but no, I think Lyrical Lad's going to be super hard to beat.
Beautiful. First feature on the day, this Lord Stakes over the 1700 meters. What have you found, Beaver?
Didn't like this race much at all. Found it pretty hard. I went for a bit of value. I thought good and proper. Might run a good race at around the $13 mark. So, yeah, hasn't probably, none of these have really won or win very often. So $13 good and proper. Bit of value for me.
I've got Winning Partner on top. I think you can roll forward with Linda Meach here. Ran quite well. Got beaten, comfortably, but by a horse that was bringing Epsom and Group 1 Sydney form down and looks like Elvis. This is a fair drop from that. So happy to play each way there. Again, from one of my old mates, High Stranger, who's going to be double figures again, and I'll back it each way again. Hopefully he runs third. The other, or even wins, more to the point. 1100 meters, Christmas Stakes is the other feature on the card. We see Marabi step out for the 5th time. It's into $1.50, won by 7 last time running away. Is anything going to beat it?
Nope.
Nothing to add?
Just wins.
Okay.
Just wins.
Cool.
Just wins, mate.
I think away game can run the Quinella, is all I'll say. Freshened up for this, but good horse. I'll be excited to see how it goes. I assume it has a run here and then what it'll do, come back for an Oakley plate or something. We finished the day with a 1400 meter 78. Go on, you can do this because I just had to take stock again.
Yeah, look, I've gone for number 2, Sig Positano. Some really good runs most recently. Paddy Payne's flying at the moment. Probably should have went closer to winning the last start at the at the Valley. We'll get back in this, but I think it's drawn well enough to get a good trail into the race here, as long as it just doesn't get stuck on the fence. And then prior to that was pretty good at Pakenham when it won and ran seconds around the $7 mark. I think that's not bad value.
No real confidence again. Seems to be the theme for me at Caulfield, but hopefully I have enough beers during the test to have a bet anyway. Gamble responsibly. Exelidia on top, freshened up from the Melbourne Cup Carnival, chasing rich hips there. Stable is flying. Mickey D is going all right too. Happy to finish the day with the Hayes Stable Swooper. Exelidia. You want to give us your Caulfield quaddie?
Yeah, in the first leg, 4 Dakin Sweet Junior, 5 Lyrical Lad, 11 Laundy. The second leg, number 1 Sosi Bon, number 6 Starrel, number 9 Bon Venici, and number 11 Good and Proper. In the next leg, race 8, I'll go straight out number 17, Marabi. And then to finish off, I'm going to go numbers 2, Sig Positano, number 4, Excelito, number 6, Eluding, number 12, Stay Gold, and number 16, Paperboy.
Fantastic. For progrerracing.com.au, no great deal of thought gone into this. Eluding will be my best of the day at Caulfield. No surprises there. And my value will be Golden Queen in a 2-year-old race. Your best in value, Beaver?
Yeah, my best is race 5, number 11, Defiant Diva. And my value bet is race 7, number 11, Good and Proper.
Very good. That wraps up Boxing Day. Beaver, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas to you and the family, as well as a happy birthday for Sunday. Pass on my best to all the loved ones in the Keane household. And
Same to you, mate.
I need to thank ProGet Racing for all the support over the last 12 months, as well as everyone who's subscribed and stuck around all year. Quite a few winners along the way, I'm glad to say. Hopefully people have followed as well. And we look forward to seeing everyone freshened up in the new year around Magic Million times. Got a couple of weeks spell here to freshen up. And we're back to look at the Magic Millions meeting in early January. Take care, guys. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Talk to everyone shortly.